Yeah, and let's get to the next series, which is had a lot of lineup talks beforehand, and they said, no, we're not changing it. It worked out.
That.
Phillies, Braves. Jake, you ready to burn this one for us?
Oh,
Sure
burn
am.
it, baby.
Game 3, it's always sunny in Philadelphia as Spencer tries to take a big stride back for the Braves as he comes back from his injury versus his name is Nola. And Nola in the Philadelphia. Bryson Stott with the big RBI double down the line. Strider was cruising until this. They throw up the fours and Reeser with a slam for the ages. 3-run homer, but a bat flip that'll be replayed in Philadelphia and every wiffle ball, blitz ball field across this great country. And then, okay, they take him out. Let's find Dylan Lee. Oh my God. Bryce Harper with one of the most picturesque home runs you will ever see. And it is 6-0 Phillies. Braves. Money Mike, he gets himself his playoff hit and RBI at 6-1, but then Harper does it again, one of his bloop doubles off the wall, and then Nick the Dick Castellanos with an RBI single himself. It's a blowout in Philly. Whoa! Phils win 9-1 final.
Ooh, baby. That burn by
this
Jake was brought to you by MLB 9 Innings. It's a cool pick. What you got there?
Well, Ted.
Looks like he's
Phillies.
on a video game in your phone.
Yeah.
MLB 9 Innings, a baseball game in the palm of your hands with MLB 9 Innings, the ultimate mobile baseball game. I could read the ad copy here, but Jake actually plays this game and enjoys it a ton. And maybe I'll start doing that. I don't really have the mobile gaming itch, but I know you do, Jake.
Download it.
Download it.
Try it. Download it.
Introducing new. Trev, you used to challenge me on all those little games on the iMessage. What the hell
Ooh,
happened?
yeah.
Keep forgetting about that. Let's do that
Yeah.
again. I love that.
Introducing, they got new historic players to MLB 9 Innings roster. They got Randy Johnson, Tony Gwynn, Greg Maddux, Cal Ripken. Full 3D modeling is implemented. Most of the most up-to-date rosters, team logos, ballparks. Jake, can you give them a little synopsis real quick? Like, what happens on this game?
MLB 9 Innings 22. You're collecting cards. It's similar to maybe some people play MLB The Show and you do some Diamond Dynasty stuff. It's similar to that. You can go heads up versus people. You could do the full season. If you like baseball, there's a really good chance you'd like this app. That's where I think you'd like it, Jim.
All right. Well, download and play MLB 9 Innings 22 today with the link in the description. Don't let the thrill of baseball end when you're up and about. Download and play MLB 9 Innings 22 today.
Gonna play right now.
Phillies. Big old bat spike from Reese. I love it. I mean, I did a breakdown on it yesterday because it was so weird. 5 thrown pitches, 5 hits.
Yes.
That's
It
nuts.
happened quickly.
Catcher didn't catch a ball. There's 5
You think that
hits
was their
happening.
game plan? Sometimes you got that plan. Let's go get these dudes from the jump.
No, well, so it was a 2-2 pitch to Stott, and he went down and got an off-speed pitch
Oh, yeah.
to go on second. Then they intentionally walked Schwarber.
Yep.
What are the underlying numbers there? I mean, Schwarber is the one, when we talked yesterday, we were like, Reeser looks like he's going to break out. Schwarber looks lost. That's what we said, and we're just guys that talk at a table. The decision, is it just righty-lefty and first base open? It almost seems like the robots were just like, first base is open, lefty up, righty pitching, let's walk him. Like, and no real human thought. Jake and I were a little surprised they did that.
I think if you like the matchup with Hoskins, I mean, I think the biggest thing was the velo coming down for Strider there. I mean, we knew this guy was going to be kind of limited, but he looked lights out the first 2 innings. Then he gets Stott up there, you know, and I believe Smoltz is on this call, right? I think he is.
My guy.
That guy never wants anyone to throw a breaking pitch. He just wants to blow fastballs by everybody. And so that was what was happening with Stott and Strider. He was battling there, you know, kind of not looking great on the heater. It was a little tick behind it almost looked like he was waiting for an off-speed pitch because he was pretty defensive with his swings with the fastball. I don't know if that was just because the fastball was beating him, but he does speed the bat, and Stott does go down and get it, and that right there is like, wow, we got the lead. Like, that is so nice to go out there and get the first run in these games, especially at home, especially in front of that freaking crowd that was electric. An excellent at bat by Stott. You're right. Then he walks Schwarber, and then Hoskins wastes no time. And as soon as he picked his leg up, I was like, oh, he's on time for the heater. I didn't know that it was Strider's slowest pitch of the day at 93.8. This guy is a guy that sits at 98, 99. Hoskins did not miss that pitch at all. And yes, there was frustration and raw emotion. And he throws the bat down before sprinting around the bases. It was kind of a hilarious thing if you really look at it, but it was pure.
It was very pure.
It was just awesome to see because, like you said, James, him and Schwarber have been awful this series and awful in the postseason. So this is the thing. I kept saying, like, yeah, you can shuffle around the lineup and whatever, but these guys are professional hitters and they've been around the block. Like it's similar to what I said about Judge. They could turn it on in an instant. This is the moment for Hoskins.
And I think part of the thought process during the regular season, Strider had owned Hoskins, where Schwarber's numbers were okay. He had a home run and a few walks, 364 on base that they were saying go get him. And yeah, he that fastball, I mean, 93.8 from a guy, even the bat before that, before they threw up the fours, he was 96, 95.
Yeah, his velo had come down a little, but not that much.
Not that, and that's think about what we're saying. That one pitch, it goes from a 1-0 game to 4-0 like that, which in the playoffs, that feels like 8. So, kudos to Philadelphia. Like I felt myself stumbling into it the other day because we were so excited to see that Seattle home crowd get a playoff series, and talking about Toronto previous to this, like the Philadelphia, man, known for some of the rowdiest fans in the world, they haven't had a playoff game in forever. That place was going nuts, and I mean, when Hoskins slammed that bat, man, I mean that felt like a energy shift in the world. Like,
well, and then for the next batter to come up, Castellanos, first pitch hit, Strider comes out. Now the fans are all doing their wave, and they're calling him. The guy in the breakdown called him something I won't repeat on this show. Only couldn't repeat it when I mouth him.
Like a cat.
He called his nice mustache, you, Gonsolin.
Kitty cat.
Oh, that's okay.
And then the first pitch from the reliever, Lee, is just another center cut fastball to Harper. And it's like, does the scouting report that these guys don't swing first pitch? Because those are awful pitches. Like Strider, in the first inning, he sat. His average was 98.5. In the second inning, his average was 98.3. Now, it comes down in the third, Trev, but still not as low as that pitch to Rhys Hoskins. It makes no sense to me. It's like, was he just trying to groove one because he didn't think he was going to swing? Before that pitch, his average was 96, and then he throws a 93 right down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, that pitch was tough because if he stays at the top of the zone with 96, I think he does probably strike Rhys out. Like, that is a problem pitch for Rhys and has been against Strider. So, that's probably where he was trying to go. It's probably just fatigue, man. Like, the guy he's not built up, and they knew that going into the game. This is why I said I think you got to start Morton here. We know the numbers of winning this game. I mean, they're 75% of the teams that go up 2-1 end up advancing in the series. And if you do it the first game at home, I think like it even goes up even higher than that. So it was kind of a interesting decision. I know he said that the bullpen was fresh, and if he had to go bullpen with Strider on a limited pitch count, this was the day he wanted to do it. It ends up completely backfiring. And that pitch to Harper, it didn't even look like he was going into ambush. Like, you can tell sometimes when a guy's going up there saying, I'm going to get that first fucking pitch. It didn't look that way. It looked like Harper was saying, okay, like we'll see where the pitch is. And he's like, holy my goodness, this is right in my wheelhouse. And then he decided to swing and hit a homer. Like, Reese looked like he was gonna go jump that first.
Reese
Harper was
mad.
like, "Oh my god, you threw me this pitch! What are you doing?" It's tough.
Baseball happens fast, right? You know, we knew Strider was on a short leash. He, first inning strikes out 2 batters. Second inning, 1, 2, 3, and then you're saying, okay, bottom of the lineup, 4-pitch walk to Marsh. You know that should sound slight alarms. That's never good. And then, you're still saying Bryson Stott, who, by the way, some nice plays at shortstop in this game, and a really nice at bat for him. I mean, it's a 1-2 count. He fouls off 4 pitches before the double. So it's credit where credit's due there on Stott, and then it just fully unravels, and the game was the game was done.
Yeah, shout out to Nola. I mean, he goes 6.6 plus, and it wasn't. I think he had 1 clean inning. He did allow some walks. He had some runners on, but he got out of it. I mean, in the 6th, the Braves leave 2 left on base, and they don't take advantage of an error on the Phillies. They get 1 run there, but they leave 2 on base. In the 4th, they had 1 left on base. In the 3rd, they had 1 left on base. In the first 2 left on base. So they left a lot of runners on base. Nola worked out of it. He's trying to go play his brother next round, you know?
And then you get to the 6-1 and you're saying, okay, we got 9 outs. Let's go close the gap. And then Philly answers and they score 3 in the bottom of the 7th on another, almost a Harper homer. But getting all these guys working together. Now, I don't think Schwarber had a hit yesterday. He was 1 for 2 with the walk. So now you're looking at the first 6 guys in this lineup. You're like, oh my God, if all of them are getting hot at the same time, and we can get some homers, like a homer or 2 out of these guys each game, that's the recipe for postseason success. Got to out homer the other team, and you have to have good starting pitching, which they've had. This is the bullpens look good. Like, this is a team that's very, very dangerous right now.
And that Philly crowd is electric.
Absolutely electric. And they've been waiting for a long time for it, man. They showed up. It was awesome. The guys had a bunch of cool quotes after the game about it. Everyone couldn't believe it. And it was funny because our boy Kenny's just down in the dugout with the guys after they're hitting homers, like trying to get genuine reactions out of him. It's weird. Because they're like, it's the 3rd inning, bro. Like, we don't want to talk about anything right now.
And they're so full of adrenaline after everything that's going on. And like, I was like, what? Right now? Not even during a commercial break?
Yeah, that was interesting.
You can't do those. Kenny. You can't do those interviews. In my opinion, you can't do those. I understand what they're thinking. They're thinking the guys want more of the players, more of the personalities. But you can't, until society is going to somewhat allow them to say what they actually would say. Yeah. And then don't do the in-game interviews, because if it's just the buttoned up nonsense, it's boring.
Put a good swing on that one.
Yeah, it felt good. We got a lot of game left. Don't get ahead of ourselves.
They're good. Those guys over there are good too.
Like, until society allows Reese Hoskins to say, I was fucking pissed, intentionally walked Schwarber to get to me. I wanted to jack him up first pitch. Until that's acceptable, who cares about in-game interviews?
All right, let's do that. Okay, I'm Kenny. Okay. Jake.
Yeah.
You're going to be Harper, and James, you're going to be Hoskins. I'm Kenny.
All right.
Reese, take me through your thoughts after that massive home run right there. What were you thinking?
I put one to the track last game, and Schwarber hasn't done shit, so I was pretty surprised they walked him in front of me. All I did was stare at that stupid little fucking mustache and use it as ammo, jump the first pitch.
Fucking crushed that thing, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Harper.
What the fuck you talking to Reese? Like? Bryce Harper.
I am the Phillies.
My son Crew could have hit that out of the park. This guy stink. I'm from Las Vegas.
Why is he so obsessed with the mascot? Like, relax a little bit on that, Bryce.
I love Bryce, man. Him hitting the homer and do the Phillies across the chest, like, that's so cool. If I was a 13-year-old Phillies fan, it'd be like the background of my phone.
You look like a 13-year-old Philly fan, or like I said, 6-year senior president of some kind of like a mid-tier fraternity. that nobody really wants to hang, but if
Right.
you're the only party going, they're going.
All right, I'll take that. only party on campus party? Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good.
Can I tell you guys something?
Yeah.
Big game.
Well, elimination game.
Potential elimination game. The Braves, who I mentioned at the top, you did all that work. You caught the Mets. You laughed at them a little bit. Peter Moylan golfing during the wild card. You know, we're the big bad Braves. We run it. Back against the wall. Phillies going Syndergaard, which will be interesting. And, hey, this is what the Braves are saying. They didn't know what they were going to get from Spencer Strider, right? Charlie Morton, I know this hasn't been his best year, but Charlie Morton in a playoff game, I'm going to believe in that. I'm going to believe in him not making the big mistake. And the perk from yesterday, McHugh, friend of the show, AJ Minter, Raisel Iglesias, and Kenley Jansen. I mean, those guys, it's all hands. It's all hands. And I know we've been talking off camera and on camera about the home field advantage in a 5-game set and how it can be tough, especially with these big layouts and the new format we're talking about. Well, if Charlie Morton and your good bullpen does their thing, then you have Max Fried at home, which is a very different, and then that home field advantage comes right back. So, massive game in Philadelphia today. And Noah Syndergaard, let's see what you got in the tank, big dog.
When did he last pitch? In relief, game 1?
Yeah.
I believe so.
And he looked good.
We'll see.
We're going to talk about the strategy of these 5-game sets at a different time, probably in the off season. But it's looking like the guys that are managing game 3 like it is. If it's 1-1, game 3 almost should be an all hands on deck type game, in my opinion. I mean, the Guardians kind of did that with the way they ran their best bullpen out there, leaving Clase in for 2 1/3.
That was game 2. But
Oh, that
yes.
was game 2. Oh,
So
right.
the Yankees will take
They needed to get it
advantage
to
tonight.
1-1.
Yeah.
There's a lot of managerial strategy that goes into the 5-game sets. I think a 7-game set, we're talking completely different series here. But the expedition of the 5 games, that's not the right word I was looking for at all. But you guys know what I'm saying.
sure.
There's a sense of urgency that I think you have to manage with in the 5-game sets.
Yeah, especially your bullpen when the potential is you go 4 in a row, but then you're managing to lose the current game and save for a win later. It's an odd balance.